Alright, brush monkeys, welcome back. This week we are wrapping up Ebonwrath here for our Dragon December. Just to recap, he is our black dragon. He's got little tan undersides of his wings and underbelly. And we're going to paint the webbing in between his back spines with Nightmare Black. I'm going to paint the inside of his mouth with P3's Murderous Magenta. And we're going to shade wash that with Druchii Violet. Then his spines, teeth, claws, horns, everything are going to be Ushabti Bone with Agrax Earthshade Wash, and probably highlight that up again with Ushabti Bone again. His eyes are going to be based in matte white and then painted with Tesseract Glow to give him a nice little green glowy color. And then his base is going to be a swampy base with contrast Plaguebearer Flesh on the base, and then probably a little wash of Athonian Camo Shade on top of that, just to make it really good and slimy looking. And everything's gonna fall over today. Alright. Gonna be one of those days. Alright, so I'm probably gonna put a couple of swamp tufts on there too, so you'll have that to look forward to. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pause here and get started. And I'm probably going to start with the mouth because I got to do all his teeth in the Ushabti Bone, so I might as well do all that all at once. So get the mouth out of the way first. We'll go ahead and pause here and get started. All right, see you soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, we're back, and we made some progress on our guy here. As you can see, I did the inside of his mouth, and I shade washed it. So you can see it picks out all that little detail inside the mouth, the tongue, everything. Also based his eyes. I also painted the webs in between each of the spines with the Nightmare Black, and I really like how that effect came out, so I went ahead and did it on the wings too. I can zoom out a little bit. It's a really subtle effect on the wings, but you can kind of tell like where the bones are is black, and then where the webbing part of it is like a really dark blue. And I really liked how that looked, how that came out on there. I think it really looks spectacular. It's probably a little more subtle than the camera can pick up. I mean, I'm not really seeing a huge difference between the two on camera. But it's subtle, but it's there, which is kind of cool. I've got the horns to do now. I just finished shade washing the mouth, so I got to let those dry before I could start in on the spines and claws and everything. Because the spines, claws, teeth, all that are going to be done in Ushabti Bone. And he's got, I don't know if you can see this. Let me zoom in a little bit here. The spines on his back actually have little parts where the claws poke out from the flesh of it, like here on the wings. You can see here's where the skin of the wing ends, and then it's got the little spine that sticks out the top. Well, it's all down his back too, so all these little points on his back are going to have to be done with the Ushabti Bone too. So I'm going to go ahead and let him dry, let that shade wash dry, take a little break, and then when we come back, we'll start in on all the bones and teeth and everything, and you can see how that guy's going to look. I think it's really going to look spectacular. I'm kind of happy with how he's coming out now. I think the combination of the Night Scales black metallic that I did last time, which you can see is kind of a little shiny there on his backside, and the Nightmare Black on the webbing there, I think it's a nice effect. It's nice color variation, which you don't usually think of a black dragon as having a lot of color variations. Like if you're painting a red dragon, you can come up with a dozen different shades of red. You can come up with a dozen different shades of green and blue, and even white. You can do a lot of color variation in that and make it really look spectacular. And black, you usually think of black as just kind of being monochrome, but you can actually do a lot of color variation in black and have it come out looking really spectacular. And I hope that's kind of what I'm achieving here with this guy. That he's looking pretty good so far. So yeah, I'm going to take a break, and then I'll come back and we'll make some more progress with our guy. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, I've made some more progress on Ebonwrath here. As you can see, I got his teeth painted up. I got his spines and his horns and his claws and everything else. All the little spines down his back, I actually kind of dig how those look. They're a little bit bright right now because I haven't done the shade wash on them yet. But the paint went on a little thick in places, so I'm going to let the paint dry first. And then I'm going to go back over with the shade wash. I think some things like the claws, I don't know that I necessarily want to highlight them back up. Like, I don't want them to look really clean. Like, I feel like if he lives in a swamp, it should still be kind of dirty. So I may just shade wash them and then leave them dark like that. I think it'll match the underbelly scales a little better too if it's dark. So, but I'm going to shade wash them and see how that looks first, and then we'll decide whether or not I want to go back in and highlight them. But I'm pretty happy with how he looks so far. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and then we'll come back and shade wash the spines and see how they look. All right, see you soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, we are back, and we have shade washed all the horns and teeth and claws and everything else on Ebonwrath here. And he's looking pretty spiff. And I'm kind of thinking I might just leave the spines and everything the way they are. I kind of like the darker brown on there. The horns here, I might dry brush those with a little bit of Tyrant Skull, but I haven't decided yet. I also, if you want to zoom in here, painted his eyes with the Tesseract Glow, and it kind of swamped that one eye there. Again, focus. But yeah, I kind of like how the eyes came out. They look pretty mean, but I'm really happy with how that one turned out. That a little bit of Tesseract Glow kind of looks like OSL around there, but it covered the whole thing. So I went back in with the white and just touched up the eyeball itself a little bit, so I'd get a nice defined eye out of that one. And this one I kind of did the same thing, but I think the detail wasn't really molded into the eye all that much in the first place, because I did the eye socket and the Tesseract Glow, and then just went in and painted a little line in white. But yeah, I think he's coming out pretty nice. He looks pretty vicious. So yeah, I'm gonna let that shade wash dry a little bit, and then we will come back and do the base. Alright, so I will see you guys soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, we're back, and I've got you can see I've got the horns dry brushed. I also dry brushed the belly scales again, just to kind of bring out the edges of them a little bit more. And our guy is looking pretty good here. He does look pretty evil looking dragon. I realized as I was flipping through Pinterest last night that I'd kind of missed an opportunity by not painting the belly scales and insides of the wings purple and making them look like Maleficent in their dragon form. It kind of cracked me up. I may have to get another black dragon and do this again. But anyway, the only thing left to do there is the base, and like I said, we're going to do that with this Plaguebearer Flesh contrast. It's kind of a gross little greenish brown, and yeah, so kind of an olive green. And then we're gonna wash it again with Athonian Camo Shade, which again is kind of a darker greenish brown. And then we'll put some swamp tufts on there, and I think that's going to look pretty spiff when he's done, particularly with the variations in color around the base of the dragon here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and do that, and then we'll come back and take one last look at him before he's completely done. Alright, see you soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, I've got the Plaguebearer Flesh painted on there and let it dry for a little bit, and then I just put the Athonian Camo Shade on the base, and it's looking pretty gross and slimy and appropriately swampy. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to give the base band a coat of Abaddon Black here. And then I'm going to glue on the Swamp Tufts. And I'm using the Wild Tufts from Gamer's Grass, because I really like how these come out. These are just Wild Tufts. I like these because they're kind of irregular shapes. They're not just round tufts. I use like 3 or 4 of these on there and make it look appropriately swampy. And then I'm going to call this bad boy done. So the next time you see this guy, he's going to be completely finished. And I'm pretty happy with how he's turning out. Hope you like how he's turning out. I hope you like the Dragon December feature. Let me know how you want to see this go in the future. Whether you want like a couple of videos on one big dragon, or like Dragonborn videos throughout the month, the smaller dragons throughout the month. Like I can do wormlings every week in December. You know, just let me know what you want to see, and we'll go from there. All right. So, like I said, next time you see this guy, he's going to be completely done. I'm going to take a break right now and let that finish drying, and then we'll come back and wrap him up. All right. See you soon. Bye. And there, brush monkeys, is our finished Ebonwrath Black Dragon from Reaper Bones series. I think he looks pretty good. It's kind of hard to get all of them in the shot and not show the background on this one, so I'll just show the important parts. But yeah, he came out really nice. I'm really liking him. Like how that swamp base came out. I've got a couple of projects coming up that I'm going to use that same kind of basing on, so I think that's going to look really good. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. All right. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom from Flying Monkey Studios here. If you like what you see, click like down below. If you want to be notified when new videos come out, click subscribe. And in the meantime, if you want to see how to add one of the miniatures that we've painted on this channel to your own collection, check out our Instagram, Tumblr, and Patreon sites. If you want to support us in doing what we do, check out my Patreon site. Check out my merch store at storefrontier.com/flymonkeystudios. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, all kinds of stuff there. Go check that out. And in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.